With this year, we're celebrating the 60 years of the Olympia. I was there to celebrate 50 years, and I just started when we did 40 years. So now, for 20 years, I've been able to see the progress of bodybuilding and see so many great moments.
So Bob, thank you very much for this interview. One question I want to ask you, who is the most impressive athlete you have ever seen in a competition?
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one. Let's simplify. Modern era.
I was going to say, we almost have to split it, because if I got to go with old era, if he qualifies, I would say Lee Haney.
Lee Haney?
Sure. But he's kind of in between. You know, you got Arnold and the old guys. Lee Haney was kind of in the middle, but one of the best of all time. Ronnie Coleman. Very hard to. And Phil Heath, I put right there. Ronnie at his best, unbelievable.
I was too young to see Ronnie Coleman, but I saw yesterday he has a very huge back, even if he's 60. Yeah, he's very big.
No, you ain't got. I stood next to him. We competed against each other.
Yeah.
As competitors. So.
But modern era, maybe Bumstead.
Oh yeah, Chris Bumstead is fantastic. Beautiful physique. Ramon Dino, very impressive.
The forearms of Ramon.
Urs Kalasinski, very impressive. Derek Lunsford is very impressive. Our current Mr. Olympian, Hadi Chupan, he's just ripped. I mean, his serratus, abdominals, fantastic.
I've seen a lot of open bodybuildings eating the vacuum pose lately, and I think that there is a coming back from the golden era with the style of open bodybuilding.
Good.
So is classic influence and open bodybuilding the most? Will be the future Mr. Olympia vacuum pose mandatory, your opinion?
You never know. I mean, you're going to get classic is bodybuilding. Okay, even though it's called classic physique, it's still bodybuilding. So you got like a Chris Bumstead and Urs Kalasinski, those type of guys, and then you've got Derek Lunsford, Hadi Chupan, Samson Dauda. They're fantastic, but they're all bodybuilders. So who's the best bodybuilder? That's always the question, right?
It's a dark choice, because now I think that Bumstead is more representative than Derek Lunsford, in particular about the numbers.
He's more popular.
More popular, of
But
course.
the good thing is that he's still a bodybuilder. So the popularity continues to go up, whether you're in classic or whether you're in open or whether you're in 212.
Yeah, sure. I think that classic physique open bodybuilding to the younger generation.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah, because it's a look that a lot of people loves. Open bodybuilding is more selective.
Well, it's harder to attain. It's harder to get there, harder to build that type of muscle. Classic, a little bit more, a little more, you can achieve that.
Yeah.
Like somebody like your age would look at a Chris Bumstead as opposed to a Hadi Chupan and go, I want to look like Bumstead.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
Only for the masters.
And you want 25 million followers.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
But I heard around that the 50th Mr. Olympia maybe will be the last for him. I don't know, because now...
Will be the last what?
For the parenthood, all the things. There are a lot of discussion about his retirement. I hope no, because everybody loves. But another question about your career. Why did you choose to be a commentator and a showman?
It kind of chose me.
They came to you.
Yeah, just they liked my voice.
So,
it's
very deep, very beautiful voice.
I started with many years ago, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, and every time I would do a competition, somebody else would come up, another promoter. Hey, can you do my show at it's coming up in June? Yeah, sure, okay.
Nice.
So it just kind of kept building and building. Then I got to the Olympia, doing the press conference, things like that, and then they finally gave me on stage. So now this is my 21st year at the Olympia. So over 20 years now at the Olympia. So.
Yeah. You have seen a lot of shows. So which one is the best show you have commented?
That's a hard one. There's so many great moments because with this year we're celebrating the 60 years of the Olympia. I was there to celebrate 50 years, and I just started when we did 40 years. So now for 20 years I've been able to see the progress of bodybuilding and see so many great moments. But Jay Cutler beating Ronnie,
Yeah, that was a huge
It's a
thing.
huge moment,
Yeah,
you know.
very huge. Because Jay, for a lot of years, he came second.
Yeah.
The second guy.
That crowd noise to this day, the crowd noise when I announced Jay as the winner was so loud. It's better than any other Olympia.
Yeah.
That was a great moment. Ronnie saying goodbye was a great moment. The emergence of Phil Heath.
Yeah.
You can see this guy coming. 7, 8, 9. How many can he win? Phil that was a great moment when he took it from Jay, when Jay got it back.
Yeah.
So there's been so many great moments. It's really hard, watching Chris Bumstead, now in his 5th year going for 6. Flex Lewis,
Yeah, Flex Lewis too.
the 212. 7 Olympias. So and then you got the women's side. We tend to talk about the guys more, but you had some great moments with the women. Iris Kyle winning 10 watching women's bodybuilding go and then come back. The emergence of bikini, figure, fitness, women's physique coming up now. So too many moments to list.
A lot of people criticize the actual organization because there are too many categories for athletes, but people always talk.
But this is what makes bodybuilding grow. Okay, you can't have one. Listen, we had that years ago. When I was a kid coming up, there was men's bodybuilding and women's bodybuilding. That's it.
Yeah.
So the sport was very small. In order for anything to grow, you have to include everybody can bodybuild, right? Everybody can lift weights and everybody can has the ability. But now you got a different category that you can compete in. So it gives people opportunity. Whether you're a bikini girl, you want to be muscular, you want to be Chris Bumstead. If we don't have classic physique, is there a Chris Bumstead?
Maybe
right?
no,
because we don't know, right? Maybe he doesn't go into open. He says, I can't compete with those guys, right? So when we created classic physique, that created, look at the opportunity, men's physique.
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
Now you've got some fantastic guys. They look great. They're not at the level of classic, and they're not at the level of open. But you have to be able to expand in order to expand a sport. And now we've got a little something for everybody, right?
Yeah, that's true. So everybody can achieve this.
And another 5 years will be another 3 categories.
So maybe
Right?
I don't know, but I love about the female categories the wellness one.
Yeah,
because they are
everybody
very
loves
muscular.
wellness.
Yeah, everybody loves wellness.
See, but again, now we just added. That's the newest one.
Yeah.
We added that in 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago now. And now it's growing. And it includes wellness caters more to women from Colombia, Venezuela, Puerto Rico, Brazil. Clearly, that's where it started. So now it includes more people worldwide. So even a category like that, even though anybody can go in it, but that encompasses more people from other countries. And now that the NPC has gone worldwide, the sport has exploded. So it's great.
I have one last question.
All right, sir.
In the last Mr. Olympia, Derek or Hadi?
I had Derek by
A little bit.
just that much, but Hadi can take it back. I mean, they're very close. But honestly, I like Samson better.
Samson Dauda.
Taller, wider, small waist, right? But he's got to get hard. He's got to get the level of conditioning is very difficult for a guy like Samson Dauda to get like Hadi because they're so much shorter and compact. So if Samson could be in the same condition as Hadi or Derek, he'd be Mr. Olympia.
Yeah, but this year Nick Walker is coming back.
Yeah, I like Nick. He brings a lot to the sport. He's great, but he can't beat Derek. He can't beat Hadi. I don't think he can beat Samson. So he's going to be fighting for maybe 4th or 5th.
Okay.
Because he doesn't have the aesthetics. He's a little more up and down.
Yeah.
The legs don't, come out.
Yeah.
He's very thick. A lot of muscle, but you got to have everything. In bodybuilding, you need a combination of like a Lee Haney.
Yeah.
Lee Haney was big, muscular, but the small waist, flaring thighs, right? Very, very artistic in his posing, his presentation, and that's why he was one of the greatest of all time. Rich Gaspari, who was here actually, and was here in Rimini in 1989.
Yeah, 89.
The Olympia was here. So you had Haney and Gaspari, but they're two different physique. Gaspari was a better version of Nick Walker.
Yeah.
Shorter, stockier, not a small waist, but hard. You know, he get grains and lines in his glutes, right? So, but there's your compare. That's Samson versus Nick, right? Is Lee Haney versus Rich Gaspari, and Haney won every single time.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
You got it.
Now, my colleague has some question for you too, because he is a huge fan.
The voice of bodybuilding, Bob Cicherillo, with the Italian voice of bodybuilding.
Your English is better than my Italian, so it's okay.
What's the better stage light? Olympia 2023 or New York Pro 2024?
No, Olympia.
Olympia.
Yeah, it's a lot of fans complain about the lighting at shows, different shows. Olympia, Arnold, whatever, New York. It's very, very difficult to get the same lighting in different venues, different stages, the size of the stage, the height of the ceiling. All these things come into play. So it's very hard. And, you know, we get a lot of criticism for it, but you can't just duplicate. If you took this exact booth setup, and we've got lights and everything, and put it somewhere else, it looks different. It looks different. So it's hard. It's hard. They do a great job, the promoters, as good as they can. But as long as it's equal for everybody, that's the important thing. So as long as everybody is in the same light, then it's fair. Whether it's great or not as good, okay, you know.
What about the background?
Same thing. I mean, if it's too busy, I don't like that. You know, and we've made adjustments like at the Olympia.
So do you prefer a static background or a dynamic background?
Well, you can do a little of both, but it's got to be a little. Like it can't be, you know,
not an exaggeration.
It can't be like you're watching a Japanese anime, you know, and there's crazy stuff going on. You know what I mean? It's too,
you can't really see the.
But you don't need just a black curtain either. I mean, you can do a little bit of both, where maybe it's what they call low lights. Okay, maybe there's a little twinkling but dark.
Yeah.
You know, to accentuate the physiques. On the other hand, we got to sell tickets. It's still a show, you know what I mean? And we have to sell a show.
Sponsors are important.
Well, sponsors are very important. Otherwise, you have no show. Right? The audience is most important, or you have no sport.
Yeah.
And the athletes, well, without the athletes, you don't have anything. So you have to appease, you have to make happy 5, 6, 7 different people. Photographers, they're the worst because they want, you know, the good pictures. Well, sometimes the lighting doesn't make for good pictures. But everybody has a job to do. Judges need to be able to see the athletes need to be able to showcase their physique, and the audience needs to have a good time. So you're juggling, you know, trying to get everything and everybody happy, and it's very difficult sometimes.
Yeah, you have to find the perfect balance.
And it's hard when you've got 10 people to make happy. Not everybody's going to be happy, you know, but so we do the best that we can. But personally, I like it a little bit more subdued, a little darker in the back. No flashing lights, you know, no dancing girls. Just
So, what do you think about the Egyptian man, Big Ramy? Can he come back to?
I don't know. Big Ramy is a great bodybuilder. 2 Olympias to his credit.
Yeah.
But I think that's it. I don't think in the history of bodybuilding, almost nobody's come back.
Nobody.
Right? Well, Arnold, right, way back.
Jay Cutler.
He came back, but Arnold stopped. You know what I mean? They had to make movies, you know, this and that. And then he came back, even though he gets criticized still. A lot of people think he shouldn't have won, right? But you can only, you know, Jay Cutler came back, but that was just the next year. So it's not like he was gone for a long time.
No.
Big Ramy now away for over a year, almost 2 years, and he's 40 now. 40 years old. It gets harder after 40.
It's
Trust
really
me.
hard. We saw a
You'll know
picture.
when you get there. You watch. Trust me, though. I've been there.
I trust you.
It's very difficult after 40 to maintain the body, just naturally.
Yeah.
You're right about here at about 40, and then here we go. It's very difficult after that to get back to that level of this is the Mr. Olympia. This isn't the Mr. Rimini. It's very difficult. You got guys coming up. You got young guys like Nick Walker and some of these younger guys. Samson, right? The guys are coming up.
Yeah.
Andrew Jacks, right? I mean, these guys are big and they're hard and they're strong. Big Ramy has done a fantastic job, but I think personally, I don't see him coming back. I think if he was smart, there's nothing to be gained at this point. He's two-time Mr. Olympia. Great. You're always going to be two-time Mr. Olympia.
He did his job.
Well, what you don't want to do is go in and then take like a 9th or a 10th, right? Where you just go down so far that
It would be a humiliation.
it's like a bad mark on your resume. You know what I mean? You got all these great achievements, and then all of a sudden you got this, the last, and nobody wants to see that. We all want to remember our heroes at their best.
Yeah.
You hate to see a guy come back and it's like, and then you're sitting there trying to explain to your girlfriend, no, you should have seen him years ago. He was, you're all excited for him to come out, and he comes out and you're like, oh. 3-4 years ago this guy was made. It's very difficult.
But he saw a picture of him that now he weighs around 160 kilograms.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
Like I said, it's all at that level. It's all about the conditioning.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he can get back there. He's got, he's had some physical issues. He's been trying to fix. Whether you can fix that at 40, I don't know. But he's a great ambassador, though. I love Ramy. Great competitor. Very big in Egypt. So he's doing very well in his career.
A good personality.
Very good.
And,
great with the people.
And it's a voice for bodybuilding in Egypt too.
Yeah. He's very popular and a very good ambassador. He treats all the fans equally. He'll sign every picture, kiss every baby.
He's a really good person.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah.
So thank you to Cicherillo. It was an honor to be here.
You got it. Thank you, brother.